Welcome to the final lecture of the first module, System Admin. And in this lecture, I'm going to talk to you about how to cancel the posting, but first I'm going to talk a little bit about posting itself and how it's done. So posting basically is performed through the general ledger system, and that comes in several screens. Post and transaction, account screen, posting transaction inventory screens, posting transaction sales, and purchases screens. We'll take an example for the posting transaction, and that's going to be posting the journal vouchers through the posting transaction account screen, and then we will open the journal voucher screen. So through the screen, we can post daily journal or create a financial record, and that is by choosing the variable that serves that purpose that you've chosen, posting or journal voucher. Now the posting date can be edited, by the way, and there are a couple of ways to do the posting itself, and that's going to be in posting type. First, posting the journal vouchers on a certain day, and that's going to be by choosing day. If you chose that one, all of the fields in this screen will disappear except for document number. This is where you punch in the number of the journal voucher that you're posting. And also the field date, and that is where you enter the day for which you want to post the journal voucher. And then secondly, posting journal vouchers during a certain period, and that's going to be by choosing period. This adds one field to the screen. You'll define that period in the from and to fields. So you're basically entering the start date and the end date of that period. Then there is another type, which is document, and when we choose that one, you will see on the right of the screen an empty field, and there you can enter the number of the journal voucher you want to post. This also adds the variable display unposted documents. If you activate that variable, the system will show you a list with all of the unposted documents, so you can select what you want to post. After selecting the documents you want, entering the date and the period, you click on posting to finalize the process. Then of course exit to close the screen. The rest of the posting processes are going to be the exact same steps. Now let's go back to System Admin to see the methods and the mechanism basically of canceling the posting. Notice that the first or basically the steps of canceling the posting are the same steps for the posting types or the order itself. So the screens order is going to be like we mentioned earlier: posting transaction account screens, posting transaction inventory screens, posting transaction sales and purchases screens. And so the order for the unposting screens is going to be unposting transaction account screens, unposting transaction inventory screens, and so on. The different unposting screens are used to basically cancel the effect of the posting of the document and invoices. These screens are used based on the privilege given to cancel the posting if the system admin wants to correct mistakes that came up after the posting. So basically the system contains different screens to undo the posting, as you can cancel the posting of all of the system's transactions, whether they're related to accounts, inventory, purchases, or sales. There is a tab dedicated for each single module. When you open the unposting screens, you will notice that they're all quite similar except for very few differences based on the different kinds of data the screens are dealing with. So for example, if you're canceling the posting of cash bonds or bank bonds, the system gives you fields related to the bank number and other detailed information related to the thing that you're unposting basically. So considering the fact that these screens look almost identical, we will just go through one as an example, and then later on you will be able to navigate them yourself. To cancel the posting, you select the bonds and the invoices that you want to unpost, and that is by clicking on the cell in the column unposting next to the date of the bond you want to unpost. After you've selected the document or the documents that you want to unpost, click on unpost. It's basically that simple. Now let's move on to reports management. Using this part of the system, you can view reports on different transactions done by the users, and the admin can see the user who made the change, whether they added, edited, or deleted a transaction. The admin can also see the date and the time of each of those changes, as well as they can monitor and view the latest added transactions. This is possible through two screens. First of all, history, which shows us the record of the transactions added on the system, and you can follow up on what exactly is happening on those transactions, as you can see which user did what. The admin can also see the transactions before and after the modification that is made by the users. Then in document type, the user can bring up the type of document that they want to see a report on. There are 15 different types of documents that you can view reports for. The following field, user, is used if the system admin wants to bring up reports with the activities of a certain user. If the admin wants to see all of the users, then you can go ahead and skip this field. You can also select the kind of movement or the kind of change that you want to monitor. So what I mean is that you can view reports on, say, all of the modification made by users. The options are add, modify, delete, or all. If you chose all, then the system will show you all of the users that deleted, added, and modified something. You can also see the changes made on a certain transaction or document. You will determine the numbers of these documents using the fields from document number and to document number. For example, you can see all of the changes made on the documents from number 1 to, say, number 10 or 20. You get the idea. If you want to view the changes made by a certain user, then enter that user's code in the field user. The reports come up by clicking on print after you've selected your preferences or the settings using which the report would be based on. Next screen I'll talk about is last transaction, and this screen is used to view the numbers of the latest transactions made on the system, as you can view the last serial number or code used for each type of document and invoice, and the report covers all of the users for each document. You can specify the date up to which you want to see the movement and the transactions, as well as you can select the kind of document and transaction you want to view. The options are posted, unposted, or all, which shows you both. Then you click on print and the system will generate the report based on the date that you've selected. Now we'll move on to the backup and restore port. This one contains three screens, and this port is it's basically concerned with the safety and the protection of the data, and that is clearly one of the most important and fundamental functions of the system admin, as you can create backup manually if you need to, or automatically according to a time schedule. The first screen we have is backup schedule. This screen is used to create a time schedule for automatic backup. You can set that up to be done automatically every day, every week, or every month, and you can even create more than one automatic backup each day. You can set the path on your computer on which your backup will be saved. The first field is backup path. When you click on it, it lets you browse your computer to select the folder. Then there is schedule type, and you can choose it if you want the backup to happen automatically, daily, weekly, or monthly. If you chose daily, you will be able to create a schedule for if you want to create several backups per day. You can choose once or more than once. If you chose weekly, you'll be able to select the date and the time of your first backup, and in monthly it's pretty much the same. And do not forget to save before you exit, or your settings basically will be discarded. The next screen is backup database. The admin can manually create a backup of the database when needed to ensure that the company's data is protected, and you can select the database backup path in the server, and it's also preferable to create a backup somewhere else. I guess you never know. So this screen is used after you've selected the type of the data that you want to create a backup for. You'll select that from the data type field, the backup is created for each database separately. So if you want to create a backup for Motakamel database, go ahead and select Motakamel Plus. This means that the backup will only be for Motakamel. As for the system's MIS and IFR, they will not be backed up. You can add a number or a code for the backup version in copy type, in copy number, and also the date in backup date, and you can also add a description if needed. You then click on this arrow to select where you're saving your backup on the computer, then click OK to finalize. Next is the screen Restore Database, and this is used to restore a backup. This is rarely used, like you might actually never have to use it, because if you're using the screen, then you have managed to lose all of the system's data or corrupt it, and this screen is only available to the system admin. No other user will have the privilege of using the screen, considering the fact that it will only be used at very, very critical times. So when you're restoring a backup, make sure that you're restoring the right one by checking the number, date, and description of the backup version, and to avoid total loss of your data. So make sure you're selecting the exact backup version that you need. First, you will select the type of the database that you're restoring from data type, whether it's Motakamel Plus, IFR, or IMS. Then you will need to select the backup date, description, and the backup version from wherever it's saved, basically. Then click on OK and you're done. So this covers system admin and brings us to the end of today's lecture. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and stay safe out there.